Welcome to Little's Lab. My name is Kim. I am a community learning specialist with Do Space, and we are talking about today. Well, our theme all month long has been let's construct and engineer. So all month long, we have been talking about what kind of that means. What does, constructing something or engineering something means? And so we've been doing different activities on our Tuesdays and Saturdays. And today we're going to be kind of talking about what a software engineer is. So it's maybe a different kind of engineer that you may not be as familiar with, which is okay. And so, but I guess before we get started with that, I want to talk about what those words mean. What does construct and what does engineer mean? Does anybody, and you can talk about this with the people that you're with at home, or if you want, you can always put it in our chat. So I can see it as well, because I love to see and hear what you guys are talking about at home. So what does that, let's maybe start with construct. What does construct mean? Does anybody know what construct means? Maybe you've heard it like a construction site or a construction worker or even construction paper. Yeah, so what do all those things kind of have in common? They're good for building, right? So construction site is where something is being built. A construction worker is somebody who is doing the building. And like construction paper, you can build so many things out of construction paper, right? Yeah, so construct is just a big fancy word for like to actually build something. And then our word engineer, it's kind of a big word, right? Oh, we have a friend that says their mom is a software engineer. Perfect. So we're going to be talking about that, what that is. Yeah. So, but what is an engineer? Because that's a big word, right? And so you might not know, and that's okay. So an engineer is somebody who they not only, well, sometimes build the thing that they want to build, but they not only just build it, they sometimes think about it and they design the thing that they want to build. So they might, they might design how they want a road to be built and like what the pathway is going to be and what materials that they might want to use. Kind of last week we talked about an architect. So an architect is like a specific type of engineer who builds like houses and buildings. And so yes, they like to design and they help with the building process. But an engineer might they could design a house and then they might build it too, or they might help somebody else build it. So an engineer is somebody who designs something and then either does or helps with the process of building it. And like I said, there's so many things to engineer. You might engineer a type of toy. All your toys that you have at home were engineered by somebody. They had to think about how they wanted them to look and then how they would work. Sometimes toys have moving parts, and how are they going to get our parts to move nicely? They might think about, do they want to make it, have noise? Do they make noises? How do they make the toy make noises? Those are all the things that, sometimes an engineer will think about when they're designing something, and then they figure out the process of building it. And so that's the same kind of thing with software. And you may not know what software is, but I'm sure, deal with software every day. While the way that you're looking at me and I'm looking at you, that is software, stuff that has to do with like computers. So like our phones and our tablets and the computers that maybe you're on or the tablet you're on, all of that has stuff called software in it. And it's just like the programs that help it run, right? It's not the physical stuff. I can tap my computer and that's the physical stuff. That's the hardware, the physical stuff that you see. But the stuff that's in the computer that helps it run and helps, you to do different things on it, that's all called software. And just like physical stuff, like houses, rows, and toys that have to be, designed and built, software has to be designed and built. And so it doesn't just appear. People have to think about how it's going to work. So they have to think about how to design it and then how it's going to look for us. So that's called a software engineer. And so the stuff that they are building is called like it's called programming or coding, and you may have heard about that before. So, and they use a special language called programming language instead of physically with stuff like wood or metal to build something. They use like words and numbers and symbols to help build there. So it's a little confusing, but just think about it as all the stuff that you see on your computer or phone or anything that helps run something like inside a computer. That is software. So we are going to be, you guys are going to be software engineers today. So we're going to be reading a book called DALL-E 1.0, and I might be switching cameras when I read this story to you because I usually do it like a digital version story, but today we're doing a physical one, and I'm realizing the camera that I'm on my iPad is mirrored, so it might be backwards. So I'm going to switch to my computer where it's not mirrored. So it gets a little funky when we come to story time. That's okay. And then we are going to be looking at an app called Scratch Junior, and it is a app that you can basically build your own program or software to do something. We're going to have like a little kitty. I'm going to teach you how to make a little kitty do some stuff. So yeah, well, perfect. Well, let's get started then. Before we get all to that other stuff, our software design, let's take a look at our calendar. I think it's so good to take a look at our calendar and to help us with our numbers, our days of the week, and even our letters. So I am going to get that started for us. So I am going to share with you my website, and it is called Starfall, and I love it. It is a really great interactive website called Starfall. And if you have ever been to Do Space, then you will know that we have a big touch screen, like monitor or touch screen kind of TV type thing. And I have, usually when we're in the building, we do, I have my kiddos come up and help me navigate through my website. But since we can't do that, since you can't physically be here, I'm going to have you pretend with me. So for example, you should see a big white triangle on your screen, and I'm going to have you touch that with me. So I'm actually going to be I'm going to touch it, and it's going to navigate us through, have us go through our website, but I'm going to have you pretend and help me out. So let's touch that big white triangle in the middle of our screen. See what happens. Our screen has changed, and now it has a word and a big old number on it. And so that word, who knows what the first letter of that word is? What's that very first letter of that very first word? Does anybody know what that first letter of that first word is? It makes the j sound. And so you maybe share with your friends that you're with. Share with the friends that you're with, or if you want to type it, you can type it as well. Yeah, and if you said it is the letter J, then you would be right. It is our letter J that makes the j sound. And what about our month today? Does anybody know what our month is called today? Our month is called June. It is June. So we are right in the middle of our month of June. And then that big old number is made up of a 2020, and it is 2020. It's a really big number. And that is our year that we're in. Perfect. Okay, you should see a green triangle in the bottom right hand of your screen. Can you go ahead and touch that green triangle or green arrow? More of an arrow than a triangle. Perfect. So this is our month of June. And at the very top, you should see where it says June 2020. And then right under that is our 7 days of the week. And it's so good to know our days of the week because they repeat every week in every month all year long. So it is so important to know our days of the week. So let's say them all together, starting with June. I'm going to say them with you, and you say them with the people that you're with. So let's start with Sunday. So there's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Perfect. And who knows what today's day of the week is? Anybody know what today's day of the week is? Hint, there is a hand that is pointing at it, and it's the very last one we said. And if you said Saturday, you would be correct. Today is Saturday. That is our, depending on how you look at it, Sometimes it's our last day or maybe second last day of the week. Sometimes people start their days of the week on Monday, but in this case, it's our last day of the week. So I'm going to have you go ahead. Can you touch that Saturday for me, please? Go ahead and touch that Saturday. Perfect. So today is Saturday. That's our day of the week. Our month is called June. And then that number is our date today. And it has a big purple star on it on our calendar as well. And who knows what that number is? You might be just kind of learning your teen numbers, or maybe you've already learned your teen numbers. And so if you know what a 1 and a 3, there we go. When a 1 is in front of a 3, it is 13. So today is the 13th day of June. Awesome. So how about, can you touch that green arrow one more time? Let's touch that arrow one more time. And then, oh my goodness, our Saturday and our 13 need to be put in the right place. Can we do that all together? So go ahead and just touch that Saturday and let's drag it up where it needs to go in that day of the week. Perfect. And the same with the 13, our 13th day of June. Let's do that. It's easy peasy because it's right there on the end. And then one last time, let's touch that green arrow. Okay. So yeah, so I like another reason I really like this website is because it kind of gives little pictures or icons of fun and special days for our month. And we don't have a ton going on in our month of June, right? There's only a few little pictures or icons. So let's talk about those real quick. So next week, next Saturday on the 20th, you should see a little tree. And that is because that day on June 20th is our first day of summer. It is our first day of summer. So you might be thinking, well, it already feels like summer out, right? Yeah, it's hot. It's been hot, hot, hot. And it feels like summer. You might think it's summer vacation. You might be hearing grown-ups, other people say it's summer vacation. Well, technically, it's not quite summer. We are still in the season of spring. So we will not technically officially be in the season of summer until next Saturday on the 20th. That'll be our first day of summer. And then it is also what's called our summer solstice. So that just means that it's going to be our longest day of the year. So our sun is going to rise the earliest in the morning, yep. And then it's going to set the latest in the afternoon. So we're going to have the most amount of sunlight on that day than any other day of the year. It's going to be our longest day. So every day leading up to that until next week, our days are getting longer and longer and longer. And then after the 20th, our days will start getting shorter. So the sun will start to rise later in the morning and it'll start to set earlier in the afternoon. So or in the evening, I guess. And so because our sun is starting to set pretty late in the evening, right? It's not just in the afternoon. It's, 8 o'clock before, almost 9 before the sun officially sets, we don't have any sunlight. So it gets late in the evening before our sun sets. But it'll start to shorten up after the 20th. So that is what that day is on the 20th. Summer solstice, first day of summer, longest day of the year. And then the day after that, on Sunday, June 21st, we are going to be having a special day because that is the day we are celebrating Father's Day. So we are going to be celebrating dads and grandpas and other special guys in our life that help take care of us. And so that is a special day. So hopefully you are planning something really fun, maybe with mom or siblings, with brother or sister, with grandma and grandpa or somebody to help celebrate that special guy in your life that helps take care of you. So that is on the 21st. And then birthdays. I know I have a birthday and you have a birthday, but I'm looking for friends that have birthdays in June. I already saw in our chat that our friend Sambi has a birthday on the 28th, on June 28th. So I'm going to put a piece of cake on the 28th, on June 28th. Does anybody else have a birthday in our month of June? If not, that's okay. You don't, I don't. Mine's not for another couple months. Does anybody else have a birthday? No? No problem. Okay. Well, if you do, let me know later in the chat. We'll say happy birthday to you. But happy birthday, Zombie, on the 28th. Perfect. Okay, friends. So this is what we're going to do next. I'm going to talk a little bit more about our software engineering, because like I said, that's a different type of engineer. Usually kind of when we think of engineers, it's like people that, build things like that are very physical, right? Toys or buildings or roads, even furniture. There are people that are engineers for like furniture or everyday things like silverware or forks. All of those had to be designed and engineered. But like I said, kind of an engineer that makes the programs, like maybe if you've ever played any games on like an app on an iPad or a video game, all of that was created by software engineers, kind of things you can't physically see on the back end, but what you see, with your eyes, it's so cool. What we see, the interface. So I'm going to be reading a book, and this is what we're going to do, because I want to make sure that you are seeing it the right way, because I'm pretty sure if you see it this way, I think it might look a little backwards for you. And so I don't want it to look backwards for you. So I'm actually going to be changing cameras really quickly. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop my camera on my iPad. Whoop, and then I'm going to start my camera on another. Oops. Well, just a second. There's always some fun technical difficulties, right? Okay, so I'm going to start my video on another. I have a computer up as well, and you should be able to see me. Hello. It's a little bit different angle. Okay, so now I believe you should see it right way. It looks the right way. Let me know if it looks a little backwards to you. I'm pretty sure this is the right way. And then we're going to switch back to my iPad. I have a lot of devices going on. It's fun here for Little Slap. So our story today is called Doll-E 1.0, and it is about a little girl named Charlotte, and she's going to have to be doing some software engineering for her little dolly. So let's see how she does that. Okay. Oh, did I miss a page? Nope. Okay. So Charlotte's head, there we go. Charlotte's head was always in the clouds. She was tinkering and toggling and coding and downloading. So she's kind of a builder, a tinkerer, a maker, but she was also doing some other things. Okay, I'm seeing that I am a little, so this is what we're going to do really quickly. I'm being told that I'm a little picture, not the big picture. And I want to make sure that I'm the big picture. Just a second. You gotta love this technical difficulties. Okay. One moment. Oh my goodness, friends. I'm so sorry about this. Oh, okay. I know how to fix it. It just will it let me? I don't know. I want this to be the spotlight video. Okay. Okay. How is that? Okay, I'm being told it's fixed. Perfect. Okay, good job, friends. We are working together to get this done. Okay, let's start over. This is Charlotte, and Charlotte's head was always in the clouds. They were tinkering and toggling, coding and downloading. So she was doing all these things. Look, she is doing some stuff on a computer, right? And she was Mama's little genius. And Mama says, I think I broke it. And Charlotte says, easy fix, Mom. Just press this, and this. And she was Daddy's little smarty pants. And Daddy's saying, how do you work this goofy thing? And Charlotte says, easy, Dad. Just press that, and that. And Charlotte's world was fully hard. She has maybe like a virtual reality headset on, a VR headset. And so she was fully charged. So then one day, Mama had a present for Charlotte. And Charlotte said, is it a dog bark decoder device so that I can know what Bluetooth is saying? Who do you think Bluetooth is? Do you think Bluetooth is her doggy? Yeah, I think so. So she thinks it's a device to help her understand Bluetooth when he barks. Do you think that's what it is? Let's see. And her mom says, nope, even better. What is it, do you think? And Mom says, surprise! What is it? Charlotte says, how do you use it? Are there instructions? Do you think there are usually instructions for little dollies? Mom says, I was thinking you could play house or doctor with it. And Charlotte says, no, thank you. Mom says, just give it a try. I'm sure you'll figure something out. So she is not too impressed with that dolly, is she? Not really. So Charlotte dragged the human-shaped pillow to her room. Have you ever heard of a doll be called a human-shaped pillow before? I don't think I have. And so she tried sharing her spare parts collection. She has a whole box of spare parts. And Charlotte says, do you want to build something? Do dolls usually build something? Maybe with your imagination, but can they physically do that? No. And she tried playing superhero space princess. She says, help the moon. Help, the moon dragging isn't destroying our ship. But do dolls usually play video games? No, they can't usually play video games. And she even tried a dance party. But the doll just kind of stared. Well, what do you want to play then? Do you think her dolly's going to answer? Let's see. And then her dolly said, Mama. She says, who, me? I'm not your mama. The dolly says, Mama. How could I be your mama? I'm just a kid. Then Charlotte thought of something. If the doll could talk, then the doll must have what do you think it has if it can talk? A power supply. It has some batteries in the back. I bet you guys have some dolls and toys that have batteries in the back. And so now Charlotte's thinking, things are getting interesting. She said, got any words in your database, Dolly? Think there's any other words that the dolly has been programmed to say? And the doll goes, Mama, Mama, Mama. Just the one word, huh? I know. I could run an update on you, and you could say more words. Would you like that? And the doll says, Mama. Charlotte said, I'll take that as a yes. She said, take that as a yes. So she's going to give her doll some more words to say. So this update is going to be awesome, Dolly. You'll be saying hello and goodbye and let's play and happy birthday and yes. And she's going to be saying so many words that she is writing what's called code or a program. She's writing a program. She's software engineering. She's designing stuff on the inside her computer. So, and then it's going to kind of put it in her dolly's computer brain so she can say more words. So she's going to try and say all of these words but no! Oh my goodness. What is Bluetooth doing? Bluetooth took her dolly. Oh, bad boy. Bluetooth. What did Bluetooth do? Bluetooth just tore up her doll. Oh no. What do you think she's going to do next? Charlotte couldn't let it end this way. She picked up all the pieces. She put on her safety glasses. She put on her work gloves, and she got her spare parts, right? So she knew she had to do something. What do you think she's going to do? Look at that. So she's doing some building, right? And look at this. She has a little bit of a blueprint. She has drawn a new design for her doll to make. So not only is she a software engineer, she's also being a toy engineer. She has designed and drawn out a new look for her doll, and now she is putting it into action. She is working on building her new doll on the outside, but also on the inside with her computer. And now her doll says, so with a few spare parts and a bit of code, Charlotte changed the doll. So now her doll says, hello, my name is Doll-E 1.0. So code is that kind of the stuff, the words and stuff that people use, that software engineers use to make new software. So now with two bright eyes and a cute little battery pack, the doll changed Charlotte too. So now Charlotte says, Dolly, want to take Bluetooth for a walk with Mama? So now she kind of feels like her Dolly's mama, right? So she changed Charlotte too, but not too much, because what did she design and build? So her Dolly still says mama, but look at that. She designed some kind of long arms that can hold a treat for her dog Bluetooth so they can go on a walk. So Charlotte's pretty special, right? Not only is she a toy engineer, but she's also a software engineer. And now she loves her Dolly. Perfect. So I really think that's a great book, just to kind of make kiddos start thinking that, they can do, sometimes you can do so much more with your dolls if you want to, or your toys. Perfect. Well, friends, because I want to show you an app that's on my iPad, I'm going to switch back to my iPad video. So thank you for bearing with me in these technical changes. And I want to do something really quickly. Nope. Okay. So I'm going to turn off the video that I have going on now, and I'm going to start the video. Oh my goodness. Gotta love these technical changes. Okay. Okay, and now you should be able to see me again. Perfect. Okay. So we are now going to be looking at an app called Scratch Junior, and it's a really cool app. There's if you go on a website, like on a computer, and there's you can go onto scratch.com, and kids and adults alike can go onto this website and learn how to learn code and programming and do all sorts of different projects in kind of a bigger way. But for little kiddos, Scratch Junior is really great. So this app is really great. And I'm pretty sure it's free too to download. And it is just a way to kind of learn about how coding works, and basically it turns you into a software engineer. So let's take a look at this app called Scratch Junior. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I am wanting to, there we go. So this little lab's a little bit more complex than it usually is, isn't it? So this is called Scratch Junior. This is our app called Scratch Junior. So you can see right in the middle is our little kitty. That's the Scratch icon, kind of Scratch. Oh, what am I trying to say? Mascot. There we go. And so we are going to get our little Scratch Junior to do some fun things. So you can see on the bottom, you might see some arrows for, you might see an arrow like right here to go up or go to the side, and maybe another one to go backwards. Maybe we want them to move up and down and things like that. So I wonder what happens if we touch that little, there should be a little flag, a green flag. If I touch that green flag, well, I'm now realizing that I need to code it to where if we touch, so for, oh, there we go. So what I did was at the very, you should see some buttons on the left where there's a yellow button. I just pressed the yellow button. There's a blue button with arrows. There's a purple button with a kind of a person on it. There's a green button with volume. I pressed that yellow button, and this is kind of our start button. So we had to touch something on our screen to get our little kitty cat to do what I told it to do, to go to the right and go to the left and move up and down in that square. So I'm gonna use it so that if we press that green flag, you should see a green flag at the top of your screen. If I touch that, our little sprite, that's what these called. They're called sprites, or little figures and programs. Then it'll do what I told it to do. So did you see that? Should we try it one more time? I'm gonna press that green button or that green flag one more time. So because I told it to go to the right and to the left and go up and down, then it did that. But you can also even change like how, so it just did one, right? So I might change it to do 3 and just do 3. I'm gonna do 3s across the board. And I'm just touching the numbers and then changing them. So now if I press that, it's a little bit longer, right? And it's fun because you can add, you can add different sprites. Maybe you can even record yourself if you wanted to. And there, like maybe you wanted to do so what's called a loop. So maybe if I have this as a loop, I want it to do this twice. So I'm telling our little sprite, our little kitty sprite, to go to the right, to the left, go up and down, and I want them to do that twice. Instead of having to like press these down again and again and again, I could tell it to do it twice by doing, if I took this off, how do I get this off? There we go. If I took this off, I could, if I wanted to do it twice, I could put these down again, but that could be really redundant, right? I could do that a lot. Maybe I wanted him to do it 4 times. Well, I don't want him to do it 4 times, and I don't want to put that out 4 times. So I'm just going to take that off, and I'm going to put this loop back on. So this basically tells our program, I'm telling our little sprite to go to the right, to the left, up and down twice when I touch that green flag. So I'm going to do that one more time. Did you see how that worked? Yeah. So there are so many cool ways. So you can even change like the background. So maybe I kind of think like that looked like a dance. So maybe I want him to dance on the theater. So I want to use that. So now our little sprite's on a theater, and maybe he's doing a dance and performance in front of somebody. So now look at that. So our little kitty now just did a little bit of a dance. And there are so many fun ways. You can add text if you wanted to. There are so many ways to explore how to program different things. And so I really think this is a great app, Scratch Junior, to kind of get your little ones, all you kiddos, into like making a program, which is what software engineers do. So I want you to maybe, if you can, maybe try this app out and become a software engineer this week. And what can what else can you make our little sprite do? Maybe, I bet there are a lot of different things you can make our little sprite do. So that is my app kind of highlight for today. There's so many fun things. You can also change it instead of instead of having him, I'm going to stop that really quickly. Instead of having him start by touching the green flag, maybe I'm going to have him start by when I touch the sprite. So if I touch, let's see, oh my goodness, there we go. wonder if there's a way to restart. Let's see. Well, I'm realizing that I kind of may have gotten some things a little bit screwy. There. I think I moved our sprite. So if I move him down here and change this up, let's see if I can get this to work now. There we go. Now I just touch the sprite and now it will do as I say. So yeah, there's so many cool things. You can even get your sprite to say hi. You can make them get bigger or smaller. So maybe we want, I'm gonna have them get bigger and then smaller. So let's see what happens with that. Oh, I'm gonna do 5 and then 3. Okay. So you see how he got bigger and bigger. And then maybe you want him in that loop. Maybe you just want him to get bigger and bigger twice. Ooh, he's getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, so this is a really fun app. And so check it out. See what other kind of fun things that you can create on Scratch. And let us know how you like it. So we are just about out of time, friends. So I'm going to go back to me and say thank you so much for joining us for Little's Lab today. I hope you had fun learning about this app and kind of learning about different, like kind of a software engineer. And we hope to see you again next week. Be sure to check out our summer programs, our summer videos that we're putting out every Tuesday and Thursday. We have a make-along video on Tuesdays and then a summer challenge on Thursdays. I just put out my summer challenge, or my summer challenge is going to be coming out next Thursday, where I'm going to be challenging you to make a paper tower and see if you can get a book on it. So check that video out. Anyway, I hope to see you again next time, and we hope you have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.